Hey everybody, welcome back to Fantasy Theory. So if you haven't heard, you haven't been on Twitter, you haven't been on Instagram, all that, we got the first official look at David Corenswet's Superman and in his costume. So I'm going to give my thoughts about it. I'm going to talk about what people are talking about over on Twitter, what Forbes said about the suit, and just talk about it. Before we start, leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below what were your thoughts on the suit. I feel like I'm in a minority here, but I actually kind of like the suit. Let's ignore everything going on in the background and everything. And we're going to talk about the tweets, and the tweets pretty much just call out this is just a bad picture to kind of release. But as you can see, David Corenswet in his suit, and I really do kind of like the suit. He's got the hair curl. He looks like Superman to me. You know, I'm not, and I'll put this out here right now, I'm not a huge fan of Superman. I like Superman. I think he's cool. I'm not a diehard Superman fan, so I don't really get the complaints people have on the suit. What I gathered today was just a ton of different things on X that people were saying, memes, complaints, and everything. And, you know, does it come from people just not liking James Gunn and, you know, it's the Snyder fans, or is this really just a bad suit? I mean, from somebody who has base level information on Superman, I think the suit's cool. I like the coloring. I like the logo. You know, you could, if you zoom in on the image, you could see he's wearing the trunks, the red trunks. He has the belt. I see complaints about the collar, that it's not like an open collar. Me personally, this is weird. I don't like big neck holes, so I kind of like this collar. I think it looks absolutely great. Now, like, the more I look at it, the more I like it. I like the color. I like the blue and red together. You know, that's not to say I was a huge fan of Henry Cavill's suit, you know, but I feel like this might be up there with him. You know, not to pay attention to everything going on in the background, and like people's complaints were about how, you know, he's just casually putting on his boots and then there's just chaos going on behind him. But I like the suit. We're going to go over the Forbes now, read the article, because it kind of breaks down what people are saying, what they think, and kind of the overall feel. But it seems like the minority of people actually like the suit and a majority of the people don't like the suit. So let's get into it. James Gunn's first Superman image looks like AI and the suit doesn't fit. I'm having a hard time getting excited about the first image from James Gunn upcoming Superman because it looks really bad, and I'm mostly just really puzzled about the decision to release this as the first image of the new Man of Steel. I agree with this to just start off. It's a weird image to release it in. It does look AI generated in some spots. I will give it that. Okay, so a few things. First, the image of Superman doesn't even look like the actor. If you showed me this image but hadn't told me who it was, I would have never guessed. It's the angle maybe, it's just a very weird shot. You know, I don't really see a problem with it not looking like the actor. I feel like it looks like the actor just fine. He just doesn't have a beard. The image he uses in this article, he has a beard. I think he looks fine. Second, as others have pointed out, this has very strong AI vibes. I'm not sure if it's just the weird angle and lighting coupled with the very unreal looking apartment he's in and the very CGI backdrop or what, but I hopped into Midjourney and made my own Superman image and it looks less like AI. And this image does. This image of Henry Cavill as Superman, what I made, looks less like AI. I can kind of see it, but I can also see both of them looking like AI, I'm not going to lie. Also, is it just me or is the new Superman suit kind of baggy? It doesn't look like it fits very well. It's loose around the shoulders. I'm not against the pose, to be honest. It's weird as a first image, but I like the idea of Superman sort of casually putting on his boots, maybe singing "Won't You Be My Neighbor" before going out and dealing with the alien threat. Still, a more dramatic or heroic image might have been better as our first glimpse at the Gunn-led rebooted DC cinematic experiment. I just find the whole thing sort of bizarre from a marketing standpoint. You want people excited about the new Superman, which was already a controversial movie. I actually think Corenswet is a terrific pick for a younger Superman, and I'm fine with Cavill hanging up his hat because I think he'll do great work in other things like Warhammer. We've had lots of different actors in this role, and I suspect we'll have many more in the future, after all. But I think they could have sold the new actor a lot better than this. Hopefully we get more images and a trailer soon. Hopefully these are less fake looking, and hopefully Warner Bros. Doesn't rely too heavily on CGI, which has made so many DC films in the recent years feel cheap and fake. He finishes off this article by saying, "I should note that I like Gunn's superhero movies for the most part, especially the first Guardians of the Galaxy. I hope he does a good job bringing Superman back to theaters because DC has really lost its way outside of Batman and Joker." So I can get behind that. I like all of James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy movies. He did Peacemaker. I liked Peacemaker. I think James Gunn is brilliant, but I get the complaints. Now, are some a little more tough than, the suit looking baggy. I don't see it at all. I mean, I've seen people point it out on Twitter, which we'll go over next, but I just don't see it. But let's get into Twitter. This was just me scrolling on Twitter today just to see how many people were hating on it. I mean, I typed in Superman into my search bar, and then right after on my Twitter, it was just full of people talking about the suit. WTF is this? How could they approve such an ill-fitting suit? And he circles the crease in the suit. Now, I see the argument that people are saying, I saw one thing that said bros never worn clothes. I see the argument of people saying this isn't clothes, this is a suit. So it doesn't bother me. David Cornsweat's physique for Superman. So he got jacked for the role. He looks absolutely great. And she says all that hard work just to be covered up by a baggy suit is insane. Ice cold take, and we see this image. So we see some AI images now. 1 minute, gotta get my boots on. As we see him putting his boots on, we see Henry Cavill doing all of the hard work in the background. Superman, there's an explosion behind you. Oh, God. He has his AirPods in. He can't hear us. Oh, God. And he just has his AirPods in. Okay. And the memes just piled on after this. Bro waiting outside the last 40 minutes. Me just getting out of the shower. But what's even crazier is that it doesn't even fit him properly. This is a more in-depth look at the different creases. As you can see on the right shoulder of his, it creases. On the left shoulder, it's got a lot of creases. In the midsection, it's got a crease, and he circled his crotch area, which I just don't see the crease, but that's okay. Enough time has passed. That's pretty funny. Superman Legacy, what you ordered versus what you received. So I see everybody comparing Henry Cavill's suit to David Cornsweat's suit. I like them both equally. I'm not going to lie. The more I look at both of them, I don't see an issue between them. I mean, I get people saying the suit looks better, more fitted on Henry Cavill than it does Superman, but I think they both look extraordinary. And then there was a whole outreach today saying my Superman, Henry Cavill Superman. A ton of people were tweeting that. Soup said, the suit not being battle damage makes all the world's difference. And somebody created a non-battle damage suit. It's cool to me. I don't see a big difference in it. I like it. I like them both. I like the battle damage really well. Somebody brought up tweets from James Gunn back in February 2023. Superman, trunks, no trunks. And he did a poll with 493,000 votes, seeing trunks win with 59% and no trunks 41%. He then goes on to say, by the way, this is for fun. We're not going to decide whether Superman has trunks or no trunks based on non-scientific Twitter poll. You could look at it many different ways. He might have actually looked at the Twitter poll and said, maybe these people are cooking. Maybe we should do the trunks. He may have looked at the Twitter poll and say, if we don't do this, then people are going to say we only didn't do it because it's Twitter. You could twist this any way you want. I like the trunks, but I mean, we barely seen them in this. We only see a little glimpse of it. We have to see the full suit. This looks like an edit I'd seen on Instagram. I see that. I do see that. I refuse to believe this is real. The more I look at it, the more it looks like AI. Yeah, I'm on everyone's side on that. It looks like AI to me. I don't think if they did a different background, like I think there's a few other tweets that we could go by that has a better background, but the better background, like the background just looks weird. I mean, people were talking about how it just doesn't look like he's in a rush, but let's go on. I can't believe we went from a dude who looks like he was genetically engineered to play Superman to ... another dude who looks like he was genetically engineered to play Superman. I take that as a good compliment. Bro looks like Homelander. I can see it. I will, not to play an instigator, but Homelander does not have that many creases in his suit. It looks exactly like it should. Safe, boring, and corny as hell. It's gonna get a 100% score on Rotten Tomatoes just because Super Midman has a curl and red trunks. Shills will call it the Godfather of CBM and then forget about it just a month after its release, like any other Gunn movie. It seems like this guy doesn't like Gunn, I'm not gonna lie. Thank you, Zack Snyder, for loving Superman so much. Yeah, I mean, I saw a ton of tweets today praising Zack Snyder. Again, I don't know if it's Zack Snyder fans or if it's just Zack Snyder fans and not James Gunn haters, or if it's genuinely just a bad suit. To me, as kind of like somebody who's not big on Superman, the suit is just fine. I like Zack Snyder's Henry Cavill suit. I like James Gunn's David Cornsweat suit. He's trying on shoes at the shoe store. He's putting on the boots. From unbiased Snyder fan, zoom in please. They asked for cloth. They got biker rubber. They asked for a smooth pattern. They got a basketball. They asked for bright blue. They got dark blue. They did get their grown man wearing underwear on the outside though. Nice. So it seems like people just didn't get what they wanted with this suit. Could be that. You all know those big red boots that people are memeing about? they also compared that to that. So what I'm gathering, about this, it's AI generated looking, the creases in the suit, but I'm not getting anything about the suit looking terrible. I mean, the two things I saw again was AI and that there's creases in the suit and it just looks baggy on him. Maybe they could fix that. I mean, it's probably early on in production. They probably just put this out just as like a test fitting thing to me. I don't really know. I feel like I'm in the minority here, but liking the suit. But you know what? I want to hear what you guys have to say. Am I just giving a terrible take? Do you expect something better? Is this kind of on par with what you thought? Let me know down below. Leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Have an incredible day.